be. And first of all, the fire evacuation. Thankfully, everyone is safe, which is the #1 priority. It also means we have a full house here. An explanation about what happened, by the way, was it was essentially a heating unit which sadly faulted. That happened in a lift shaft. So the fire brigade were called. They ventilated the place. Everyone is A-OK, and we're back about to get the action underway, we think, in about 8 minutes' time. If that changes, we'll keep you right up to date. But, Jimmy, first of all, a massive shout-out to Tall Paul from security, by the way. We're all outside. The first thing he does is he runs out with the trophy, because for some people it might be about getting family photos. Not for Tall Paul, it's about the trophy, Jim.
No, he always looks after it. He's always got our back, you know. I think he's 7 foot odd anyway, so it's always good to be behind him.
Exactly that. Neil, can you think of anything that's ever happened like this? Because the last time Jim and I were working together at the Crucible, something similar happened on the table. This is nothing like a protest, but it's a bizarre one.
I think I remember a match at the Crucible. Mark Selby was playing and there was a fire and everyone had to leave the building mid-frame of a match and everyone had to wait outside, and I think Mark had a really awkward shot and he kept on saying, I've got a really difficult shot when we go back. But he knocked it in and cleared up. I think maybe if it happens during a match, it's probably even worse because, I mean, all these guys haven't even started yet and they're all sitting quietly in the pub there, minding their own business because we were ushered over the road to sit in the Edinburgh Arms.
I wasn't sure if you were going to say it. Yeah, exactly. We had sparkling waters, obviously. But, Ron, from a player standpoint, being outside, it's cold out there, you're expecting to go on, it hasn't happened. Would that affect some of them?
It's the same for everybody. So I suppose, you know, that's the way you've got to look at it. It's just one of them things, isn't it? You know, obviously, if you'd been standing out there for half an hour, 40 minutes, coming in here, it's not ideal. But thankfully, like Neil said, they got them indoors, in the warm, and yeah, so it shouldn't be a problem, really.
I'm actually quite surprised the fire happened at all, Jim, because it's pretty cold in here. Yeah. The flames have managed to do something. But in terms of being cold, it actually is, I guess, a little bit of an issue, because if you think of somebody like Kyron Wilson, Neil, he's practising out here seconds before he gets the call, and so his last ball gets hit maybe 2 minutes before he's playing out there. So I wonder if it might have affected somebody like him more so than perhaps, let's say, Selt, who's behind us here.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't. Yeah, I don't think. I was just thinking back to what happened at the Crucible, you know, with the match that was off, and it mustn't have been very easy. It was Joe Perry that night and against Rob Milkins.
Yeah, that's right.
And Milkins hadn't been there as a seed for many years. I think they got through, what, about 5 or 6 shots, and then the protest. So they had to come back and play their first session the next day, and their second session on the Thursday morning, which is never any play. So that was a real upheaval for them both. And actually, in the end, Milkins made a miraculous comeback. But, yeah, look, as Ronnie said, it's the same for all of these players, you know, given that we haven't started yet. And just one of those things. I'm sure it'll be fine when we get out there.
And also, in a few months' time, Jim, we may forget what happened on day 3 at the UK Snooker Championship, dare I say day 1, but we're now not going to forget the day that we got evacuated live on air.
Oh, absolutely. You know, but as you're talking about these guys, you've got Matt Selt and Hossein. They've decided to practice. The other 2 guys haven't. So
yes.
They've sort of be a bit more tuned in, but, yeah, as Ron said, same for everyone. Just got to get on with it.
Hi, I'm Ronnie O'Sullivan and welcome to Eurosport Snooker on YouTube. Click here to subscribe to Eurosport Snooker.